today. I'm very excited to have my next guest with me in studio today because, as well as being a very well-known personality with the business that has been a household name for over 50 years, he also sponsors the show. Of course, you know who I'm talking about. So without this guy here, it would be very difficult for me to be here talking to you today. I'm, of course, talking about Des Kelly. And while we know him as the man behind Des Kelly Interiors, what you may not have known is that he's also really involved with the work of the homeless, in particular with the Morning Star Hostel, of which now he is president, with responsibility for overseeing how that hostel is run, and the Regina Chaley Hostel in central Dublin as well. In now to tell us a little bit more about this, we have Des Kelly. Des, thank you so much for coming into the show.
Good morning, Wendy. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you with us.
Thanks very much. Yeah, it just I'm involved with the Morning Star Hostel. I'm a member of the Legion of Mary. And the Legion of Mary runs both hostels. We have a hostel for men, which is the Morning Star Hostel, and we also have a hostel next door, for the Regina Chaley, for our women and families, you know. So thank God they're all going very well, and we've done a big refurbishment job on the Morning Star Hostel, and so please God, one time when Frank Duff founded the Legion of Mary in 1927, he had 200 men in the hostel, in the men's hostel, approximately 200 men, and in the Regina Chaley was next door. He had approximately 200 women. So I mean, he actually supplied more than 5 million beds. Bed nights actually. On both hostels, nearly 10 million when you think about it. He's just a great man. Frank Duff was he's the Mother Teresa of Ireland, right?
And tell us a little bit about, Des, what the Legion of Mary does. Obviously, the hostels are a huge part of it. Yeah.
Well, see, the Legion of Mary, I'm a member of the Legion of Mary. I came in very late in life. I'm a member of the Legion of Mary since 1999. And I got involved with the Legion of Mary through a great leader, Frank Walsh, asked me to join. And what we do is, the Legion of Mary, everybody all work together, and regards, I was a member of the Morning Star Hostel at that time when I joined, and we would do the work. We would spend an hour and a half at a meeting, and then we would spend 2 hours with the homeless, and looking after the hostel, all the men in the hostel, and we'd feed them and clothe them and talk to them and treat them out with respect. And when I joined the Legion, I think there was about 75 men in it at that time. But you do your 2 hours, you do 2 hours a week at least. That way. That's all. You're a volunteer, and it's all sort of, the Legion of Mary. It's just a very big organisation, and I think there's 6 million members in the world. Right. And there's 5 million auxiliary praying members, and in Ireland alone we have 3,000 members of the Legion, and they're all involved some way or another. A lot of the Legion go out and do PPC work, Peregrinatio Pro Christo. This year I was in London, in a parish in London, St Patrick's Parish in London. There was 12 of us went over from Ireland, and we spent a week and we evangelised the whole parish. And in the Morning Star, what we do in the Morning Star is we look after the men, the homeless men, and we treat them with the height of respect. And we have a beautiful church there, and we have adoration every night, and we take anybody into the house. You don't have to be a Catholic, or we take all kinds of religions in, that way, and everybody is very welcome in it, that way. And please God, now at the end of this year, say the 22nd, we're getting the keys handed over to us. We had done a big refurbishment job in the Morning Star, and please God, that'll be all finished now on the 22nd of December. So with the help of God, we can take in 68 men then there, and next year, please God, we're going into Regina Chaley for the women. We're going to start that hostel then, so we will be fundraising for that. And how we really fundraise is, like, we get donations in, and we do church collections. Now this weekend we have 6 collections in different churches, and please God, we'll get it, we'll do okay, and that's the way it's running. I'm very happy to be part of it, actually, and it's really a team effort. It's really a team effort.
So for Frank Duff, though, homelessness was a really important issue for him.
Oh yeah, Frank. He's everything is even his handbook, the handbook that he created there in 1927. It's more relevant today than ever. He was just a remarkable man. He just we had great people around. We had Ella Quinn, which, please God, she's a venerable now. She went out to Nairobi and spread the whole gospel in Nairobi. And we had Alphonsus Lamb, which is a great person, and he's a servant of God, and he went out to Argentina, you know, and he spread brought the religion out there all over. And we had you know, Frank Duff. He's just a remarkable man. Frank, like. You know, he's just how can I say it? He's just unbelievable. Like with the creative, the morning, the Legion of Mary first, and then taking the homeless, like start a hostel, and there was nobody gets any money in the Morning Star. Everybody's it's all donations. You know, it's all voluntary. Everything is voluntary there, and nobody gets paid. There's no administration's charge around, and it's just great to be part of it.
And what does that involve then, Des, for people who volunteer like yourself?
Yeah.
What kind of work are you doing there?
Well, I do in the morning. I go into the hostel a couple of evenings a week, and I will go to meetings, and I will help the homeless, and we organise furniture for the rooms and different things, and like getting the hostel ready for now. Please God, for you know, getting ready for the opening of the 68 beds. Average what I normally have done before I come on this committee was, you know, you go in and you spend 2 hours in the hostel. You go in, you clean up, and you know, you maybe make beds and sweep the floors and make the food, do the cooking, and everybody, it's like a team effort. Everybody pulls together, like, and then of course we have the rosary a couple of times a day, and we have the church, and it's just all terrific, and it's really I'm very fulfilled to be part of it. You know, I really feel it, and you know, we all treat the people with respect. There, the men, we treat them with respect and you know, and dignity. You know, that way, and to give them, it's just. That's what we do, really, you know. So
we've seen pictures of the new dorms and some of the other refurbishments going on that you've been talking about. I presume you know, you're touching on it there, Des. You're talking about dignity there, and this refurbishment, it's a huge part of that, isn't it? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it's all for the men, just to make them more comfortable. And you know, with the health and safety, as I say, when Frank Duff was there, he had 200 in the hostel. You know, there was 200 men, and there was nearly 200 women next door. And even you take the women's hostel there next door, Frank Duff could, you know, years ago, like when, you know, a girl maybe have a baby, and Frank Duff would take them in, mothers and babies in, and one time we had 25 mothers and babies there, and he was so, you know, he just loved them to bits. He treated them with respect, you know, and he was just terrific. And he would come along and say, okay, now, he says, 4 of you stay in and mind all the children, and the rest of you, the other 21, go out and work, you know. And he got them all respectability, and they all went out and got married, and you know, it was just great. And the way he done it, he could foresee all that, and he treated them all like his own family. And everybody in the Morning Star, all the brothers, the Indoor brothers, and the same in the Regina Shady, they're just great. I don't know what it is about them, but just, you know, I've really, you know, just. My faith has really sort of escalated since I joined the Legion, you know, and it's easy to pray because everybody around you, they're all just great people. Tell us a bit more about that, Des. Just your involvement with the Legion of Mary and with the Morning Star Hostel. How has that changed your life personally? Well, I got closer to God, for starters, you know. I really realised, you know, how the other half lives, and how when about respect, and the more you pray, the closer you get to God, and you know, and I really sort of I'm really satisfied, you know, like I'm satisfied now, more satisfied now than ever I was in life since I joined, say, this last since 1999. It's just a great place to be, and you're giving something back. You know, and it's all we want off you. When we're looking for volunteers, you're just giving 2 hours of your life a week to our Blessed Lady. You know, when you think about it, it's only 2 hours. You could watch the television, watch a program there. You could sit in front of the television for 3 or 4 hours. You know, where that's all they ask you to do, and then you're giving it back. You're giving something back to the community. You know, Frank Duff never looked for any money off the government. There was never any, like, you know, he just worked away, never said, just quietly. And everybody in the Legion, was, for that matter, they all worked slowly, like, all quietly, never, you know, just looked after all the men and the women next door, and they just done their work and got on with it, you know, that way. And it certainly got me very close. I'm very close to God now, and never more close, and more happier as well.
you know, since I did sort of
The
get
work that you
involved.
do. And Des, for people listening at the moment and they want to help, maybe just from hearing your story with the hostels, what can they do? What's the best way for people to get involved?
Well, please, God, like, if anybody wants to join the Legion, it'd be great to be part of the Legion Mary. Actually, because you're, as I say, you know, it's a Catholic organisation, and you know, you could just say if you want to become a member, and every parish in Ireland has a presidium, you know. So no matter what part of Ireland you're from, we have them all over England. We've them all over the world. But if you wanted to join the Legion, you could do just join the Legion. Go down and see. As I say, there's a presidium in each parish, and. If you want to join the Morning Star Hostel, you come in. We have 6 or 8 different meetings in and you could get different type of work. Some people now, I often go to I was in Dalton's Barn there for a good few years, for 8 years up in Dalton's Barn parish, and we done the door-to-door visitation in Dolphin House. Myself and Liam Evans, you know, and we do 2 hours a day. We go out, knock at the doors, and talk to the mums and dads and the young lads, and maybe give them a miraculous medal and talk about, you know, the faith and try and get them back to the church. And because, you know, Pope John Paul II said, if you want to be happy, get to know God. And it's so simple, it costs you nothing.
It's so simple.
You know, there's so much, you know, so much anger here now in Ireland, and, you know, and the way things are with the drink and the drugs, and, you know, it's great to be part of it. And, you know, if you want to be really happy, get to know God. Join, you know, just get to know God, and, you know.
Well, Des, I have to say, there's floods of texts coming into you since you started chatting to me today. I just want to read one or two of them for you, if that's okay. Wendy, please thank Des for me. I read a story about Medjugorje. He does so much great work. That's from Val, listening in Limerick today. Wendy, as a listener to Spirit Radio, can you thank Des Kelly for helping to keep this station on the air? That's from Eric. And we do really want to thank you. For people who've just tuned in, I've been talking to Des Kelly. He sponsors this programme, so he's one of the reasons that we can stay on the air. We've also been talking about the work that Des does with the Morning Star Hostel and the Legion of Mary as well. Now, if you want to find out more about the Morning Star Hostel and the Regina Chéili Hostel as well, it's very, very simple. You can go and ring them on 01872 3401 if you want to get involved, if you want to help out in some way. And of course, lots of fundraising going on for the refurbishment.
At the moment now, as I say, we have to get this job finished, and please God, we'll have it. And we would, all donations, we'd be really grateful, you know, that way. We don't get any funding from the government or anything like that, and please God, we may at some time we will, because when this job is done in the Morning Star Hostel for the men, we're moving into the Regina Chéili, and that's for women. Now, normally the girls on the Legion Mary, they run that next door, and that's going to be a big job now. And please God, when that's all finished, we can take 120. In the Regina Chéili. That's all married women, and, you know, with children. We take children in, and families and that, you know, it's all good, you know.
Well, it's just fantastic work that the Legion of Mary does through those 2 hostels. And Des, we thank you so much for supporting the show. We thank you for coming in today and telling us, and best of luck with the ongoing refurbishments, and please God, people will be generous in what they give you. So
thanks very much. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you.